The presenting issue or reason for referral: client is in an abusive relationship with boyfriend. She has been admitted into the shelter. The shelter is worried she may go back to the relationship. She currently has no medical insurance, no housing, and lack of financial support. Background information. The client's name is Saundra Santiago. She is a 20-year-old female with Hispanic descent. According to Erickson's stages of development, the client is in the young adulthood stage, which coincides with intimacy versus isolation. She is 5'2" and 90 pounds. She suffers from really bad headaches that she credits to nerves. She shows bruises on arms, legs, and face. The client ran away from an abusive household in New York and was placed in a group home at the age of 15 in the state of Florida. She met her boyfriend in rehab at 17. She has a part-time job, but is not enough to make a successful living. She currently has no medical coverage. Understanding the client. The client met her boyfriend 3 years ago when they were both in rehab for drugs and alcohol. The client mentioned that the physical abuse happens when her boyfriend starts drinking or gets angry. When he is not drinking, he is emotionally and verbally abusive towards her. Twice during the past year, she moved in with friends, but unfortunately returned back to the boyfriend. The client seems to be very intelligent and able to make mature decisions on her own. The client has some underlying issues with her family that she has never resolved, which could contribute to her not wanting to leave the situation she is currently in. Client has displayed attention-seeking behavior while at the shelter. Understanding the client continued. The client seems conflicted on if she is making the right decision being in the shelter away from her boyfriend. She has made several comments about her boyfriend liking her skinny after refusing to eat. She has reported being slapped, punched, pushed, and beat with a belt on occasion. The client blames herself. Client called the shelter because she was threatened with a knife by the boyfriend. She has not sought out medical treatment. She has also confided in her mother about the abuse, but the mother's response was, "What did you do to provoke him?" Her family adores the boyfriend and has not witnessed the abuse firsthand. Client's family. The client has a dysfunctional history with her family. As a child, she witnessed her mother get abused by her father. Both her and her sister were abused as a child. The client was molested by her stepbrother, and when she told her parents, they beat her until she bled. Because of no repercussions, the molestation continued. Client had homicidal ideations with intent when she was younger towards her parents. Client mentioned this is around the same time she started using drugs. The client's mother had her at 17 and has always expressed that she never wanted a child. She did not receive much attention from her mother when she was growing up. She is the middle child of 7. Client finished high school and continued her education in the Job Corps program despite all her troubles. Her religion is Catholic. However, due to her hard upbringing and the stressors that she's going through now, she has lost her faith. However, she still sees herself as very spiritual. Her family thinks she is a difficult person and that she is the blame for her boyfriend's behavior. The only friend that she was able to confide in is her friend Maria, which is the one who convinced her to finally seek help from the shelter. Mid-level theories: empowerment theory and family system theory. Empowerment theory. This theory focuses on the process of empowering individuals and communities to take control of their lives and make positive changes. It emphasizes the importance of enhancing individuals' self-efficacy and providing them with the resources. Family system theory is a psychological and sociological framework that examines families as complex systems, with each member and their interactions contributing to the overall functioning of the family unit. Developed primarily by psychiatrist Maury Bowen in the 1950s and expanded upon by other theorists and practitioners, This theory provides a holistic perspective on family dynamics and relationships. Empowerment theory. Empowerment theory focuses on enhancing an individual's sense of self-efficacy, autonomy, and control over their own life. When applied to someone experiencing an abusive relationship, it aims to help them regain their self-confidence, make informed choices, and ultimately take steps towards safety and well-being. In the case of the client, she blames herself and allows others to blame her for the actions of her boyfriend. She believes that if she was to do better, that her boyfriend would not get angry with her. She mentions that her life has always been bad and will continue to be that way. She has lost her hope and she seeks approval from others. Client has made comments about wishing someone would pay attention to her, mentioning things like, "This is why I enjoy men because I like the compliments that they give me." I would implement the empowerment theory by building self-efficiency, starting with helping her recognize and affirm her strength and resilience. I would help her set achievable short-term goals that increase her self-worth and sense of control. Short-term goals like locating a full-time job, finding stable homes, or getting individual therapy. Legal advocacy. I would connect the client with legal resources or organizations that specialize in domestic violence cases. I would assist in obtaining restraining orders or other legal protection if she chooses. Community resources. I would help the client assess community resources such as housing assistance, financial support, and employment services. Connect her with organizations that offer empowerment-focused programs, and encourage the client to make her own choices and decisions, even if they differ from my recommendations. I would respect her autonomy and support her in taking ownership of her life. Family system theory is typically applied in a broader context, such as when working with families as a whole. While it may not be the primary framework for addressing the abusive relationship itself, it can provide valuable insights into the systematic factors that contribute to and perpetrate abuse. Family systems theory helps social workers and therapists understand how family dynamics contribute to the abusive relationship. It examines how roles, boundaries, and communication patterns within the family may have shaped the individual's experiences and reactions. The client mentioned watching her mother get abused by her father when she was younger. This could play a factor in why the mother is not able to be a valid support system. It could also explain why the client blames herself and feels like she is the contributing factor on why her boyfriend continues to abuse her. The mother's lack of sympathy could come from a lack of healing on her end. I would implement the family system theory by assessments. I would begin by conducting a comprehensive assessment of the family system, including the person experiencing the abuse and any other relevant family members. I would explore family roles, communication patterns, power dynamics, and any history of abuse or trauma within the family. I would also consider family therapy as a way to address the dynamics within the family system. Family therapy can help family members explore their roles, improve communication, and work together to develop strategies for addressing the abuse. Empowerment and autonomy. I would support the person experiencing abuse in regaining their sense of autonomy and empowerment. The strengths and limitation of family systems theory. The strengths. Family systems theory provides a holistic perspective on the client situation by considering the family as a whole. This can help uncover underlying dynamics and patterns contributing to the abusive relationship. The theory can identify enabling behaviors or family dynamics that may perpetrate the abuse. This understanding is valuable for addressing the root cause of the problem. By addressing underlying family dynamics, the therapy may lead to lasting changes in the family relationships, potentially reducing the likelihood of future abusive relationships. On the other hand, limitations. In some cases, involving the family may inadvertently lead to further victimization or manipulation of the person experiencing the abuse. Family members may be resistant to acknowledging their role in the abusive dynamics. This resistance can hinder progress. Abusive relationships are often complex and underlying issues may not be easily resolved through family systems theory. It may not be suitable for all cases. Strengths and limitations of empowerment theory. The strengths. The theory is individually centered, meaning it tailors interventions to the unique needs, strengths, and goals of the client. It respects the client's choices and preferences. Empowerment theory adopts a strengths-based perspective, helping the client recognize and build upon their existing strengths and resources. The theory promotes informed decision-making. It also helps the client assess their options, risks, and benefits and make choices that align with their goals and values. On the other hand, limitations, the emphasis on client autonomy and choice, must be balanced with safety considerations. In cases of severe abuse or high risk, it may not be safe to empower the client without first addressing immediate safety concerns. Empowerment-based approaches should be culturally sensitive and adapted to the client's cultural context. Lack of cultural competency may hinder the effectiveness of this approach. While empowerment-based interventions can have a positive and lasting impact, it may take time for the client to fully break free from the abusive relationship and its effects. So which theory? The choice between using empowerment theory or family systems theory for this client depends on several factors, including the client's specific needs, safety concerns, and readiness for therapy. Both theories can offer valuable insights and interventions, but the suitability of each theory depends on the client's individual circumstances and preferences. Due to this, I believe empowerment theory may be more suitable for this case.